Hello and welcome to your geography class. I'm Sukhdeep Kaur, your geography teacher. We are continuing our chapter number 4 of industries. In the previous class, in the part 4th, we have discussed about the industry chapter only, but we have discussed about iron and steel industry, and we have discussed some basic features that are required for the establishment of any iron and steel industry all over the world, and we have discussed some basic features in concern of India as well. But in today's class we are going to take up the same topic but in different contexts, as in iron and steel industry in India. Within this we will discuss one example from India, particularly that will be of Jamshedpur, and other we are going to discuss of the Pittsburgh. So let's start our today's class with the discussion of the same chapter but the unique topic, that is iron and steel. So we are going to discuss in the terms of unique topic. I have just said na, unique topic. In the terms of that, we are going to discuss the first ever iron and steel industry that was established in India. So what were the present factors that had affected the establishment of the first ever iron and steel industry of India. So along with that, some more information. So let's start our today's class. So in India, iron and steel industry has taken advantage, has developed, taking advantage of again some basic features or basic factors that are responsible for the establishment of any iron and steel industry in any part of the world. But in case of India, these four are the prominent one. They have contributed major, or they have contributed as of a vital importance. Why? So we will discuss, but let's discuss the factors itself. So first factor is the proximity of the raw material. Proximity means closeness, nearness to the market. And along with that, proximity to materials, particularly we are discussing. So these two comes in the proximity part. That is why I have sum up key closeness or nearness to the market and closeness near to the availability of the raw material to be utilized. And what are the raw materials? Limestone, coal, dolomite. So there are various edibles in the production of iron and steel industry. Different alloys are also mixed up so that the steel should get the roughness, hardness. We have already discussed all these features. Along with that, it requires cheap labor, as India at present is leading in the population. So India have the highest population in the world, that provides abundance of cheap labor. But in this case, we are generally talking about the factors as well as we are talking about the factors in some prominent cases, likewise in the case of TISCO. So if a particular state is there where the establishment of iron and steel industry is going to occur, or it's already there. So these factors are playing a vital role in that case. And then finally comes the transport, good network connectivity of roadways, railways, then proximity to the seaports, proximity to the airways ho gaya, waterways ho gaya, railways, along with the roadways. So basically four are there in the terms of roadways, in the terms of well connectivity of the network through road, network through rail, network through waterways, network through airways. Moving ahead, we do have the topic important steel producing centers of India. So these are the most important iron and steel producing centers of India: Bokaro, Rourkela, Jamshedpur, Burnpur, Durgapur, Bhilai. So one particular feature that I would like to share as an information over here regarding all these places, they are not located in the mountainous region. So certainly they are not present in the extreme northern part of India. Neither they lie in western part and neither they lie extremely in southern part of India. They are particularly located by the northeast part but not the eastern states. We are talking about the states, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bihar, West Bengal, Odisha. So these are the regions till Andhra Pradesh. This comes in Chota Nagpur plateau, as there are three particular plateaus in an entire peninsular plateaus term. They are Deccan Plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau particularly, and then third comes the Malwa Plateau. So all these plateaus along with the mountains are known as the storehouse of resources, minerals particularly. So iron and steel, minerals itself. So we are extracting raw form of iron and other minerals from the particular places located within the all these plateau regions along with mountains as well, and then they are providing the raw material to the iron and steel industries present in all these parts of India. So these are the features that are affecting the locations, all these locations on equal basis. All are situated in a region that spreads over 4 states particularly. Told you the name: West Bengal, Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, particularly comprising Chota Nagpur Plateau. Then other important steel centers utilizing local resources. Resources can be not exactly in the terms of raw material, but yeah, it can be in the terms of cheap labor, connectivity of all the types of networks, road, rail, water, airways, along with that availability of water in abundance. In iron and steel plant, water is required in abundance. So in here, Bhadravati and Vijayanagar in Karnataka, and Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, and Salem in Tamil Nadu. So these are important steel centers besides than those that we have discussed prior to this only. Moving ahead, we are going to discuss about one prominent place where the first ever iron and steel industry was established. The place is Jamshedpur. So geographically, it is India's most conveniently located iron and steel plant. And pre 1947, before the independence of India, TISCO, the first ever, which one? Iron and steel plant was established in Jamshedpur, known as TISCO. The contribution? Tata. So, TISCO was the only iron and steel plant in India, and post-independence government had established several others, and we have already come to know about the names of those places. Entirely all these plants are not working under the government, but of course there are the establishments of several other steel plants as well. Then this is the geographical location given on map. So with the help of the a map particularly of the Jamshedpur, we can understand the location of iron and steel industry in Jamshedpur. So there goes two rivers, Subarna Rekha and Kharkai river. So both are providing water in abundance, and this is the entire map of the TISCO, the steel plant itself. Within this airport, so air facility, golf course, hospital is there, steelworks. The particular industrial part of this TISCO is in this region. Then Sakchi Zoo is there, golf course, tubes division. So it means this is a well-developed division, well-developed industry, and the first ever industry to be established as well. Moving ahead with the topic, now let's particularly discuss about our name of the industry, TISCO. So the founder over here was from the Tata's family, and recently this male figure has died, he has passed away, and to be known as which Tata? Just think about that, but after the class. So let's discuss it. So it is privately owned by the Tata company itself, started in 1907 before independence at Sakchi, the name of the place, and this place lies in the state Jharkhand. So to be considered question, year, place, and which sector. Either it is owned by private sector or public. Public means government sector. Then it is near the, or it is situated near the confluence of the rivers. Which are those two rivers? We have just discussed and located them on the map. Subarna Rekha and Kharkai. Then Sakchi is a place, was later renamed as Jamshedpur. So again, important question, that what was the early name of the place? Jamshedpur, or Jamshedpur was also known as by this name, that is Sakchi. So TISCO resources, what are the basic resources that has helped the establishment of TISCO in Jamshedpur? So easy availability of coal from the Jharia coal mines, then iron ore, limestone as the key ingredients of this manufacturing part, dolomite, manganese, all these are available from the mines located in Odisha and Chhattisgarh. So TISCO resources, in the terms of resources, these are basically the raw material part. Moving ahead, talking about Sakchi, particularly the earlier name of Jamshedpur. So Sakchi was chosen for the steel plant for various reasons, due to proximity, closeness, nearness to Kalimati station, railway station. It is in Bengal, Nagpur railway. So it is hardly 32 kilometers away from this TISCO plant from Jamshedpur or Sakchi. Nearby iron ore, coal and manganese deposits due to the availability of again raw material and closeness or proximity to the mines that are providing iron ore, coal, manganese. And then close to Kolkata market at large market. We have discussed basic features in the prior class as well. So kind of repetition you can consider. Then water supply from Kharkai and Subarnarekha is in abundance. Then government initiatives. Initiative in the terms of subsidies or any kind of policies in favor of this factory's establishment. So government initiatives provided adequate, more than sufficient capital, financial support for its later development. So after establishment, TISCO has developed a lot in the terms of expansion and everything other. So government has helped a lot actually in more than enough count in the terms of finances. So now Jamshedpur hosts. Host means several other factories. Host particularly it is to be considered with the term one who welcomes the guests. So Jamshedpur is a place. So you can say the party venue, and being the host of this party party regarding the establishment of iron and steel industries. So it has welcomed various other industries that are producing chemicals, locomotive related to the train parts, agricultural equipments, machinery, tools, etc. Machinery in the terms of any machinery, then tin plate, cable and wire. So besides this iron and steel plant and few other iron and steel plant, but not in Jamshedpur, other factories have also come over and they have established their industries or plants. But particularly in Jamshedpur, besides the TISCO, all these industries are also having their important centers. Moving ahead with the information, iron and steel industry drove rapid industrial growth in India. So with the establishment of TESCO or the iron and steel industry, it further enhanced or increased the development of other industries as well. Why so? This is an important question and we have discussed the answer of this question in the prior class. Now what's the answer for this? Quite simple, bhai. Iron and steel industry is also known as the backbone of any economy, of all the industries as well, because if we are talking about economy, we are talking about the three of the sectors of economy, whether it is primary, secondary or tertiary. How so? Infrastructure is to be built with the help of iron and steel industry, agricultural tool and equipments, by whom's help? Iron and steel industry. In the secondary, industrial construction with the help of iron and steel. So that's why iron and steel industry is also known as backbone of the economy or of any economy of the world. So it supports basic infrastructure I was just talking about for almost all sectors. Again the same thing I was just talking about. Now it comprises large integrated plants, mini steel mills, secondary products, rolling mills, ancillary. Ancillary means they do provide the support. So basic support is to be provided by these industries, ancillary industries. Moving ahead with another example, but from other part of the world, not from India itself. So it's Pittsburgh, an important steel city of the United States of America. So this is a city or a quite famous industrial town, again town slash city of USA. And again we are talking about the same case of iron and steel itself. So let's discuss more information regarding this Pittsburgh iron and steel industry. So it enjoys locational advantages. As locational advantages we have discussed in the case of India or TISCO particularly. So these are the locational advantages in case of USA's Pittsburgh iron and steel industry. So some raw materials such as coal is available locally, not locally, nearby the industry, of course, in the nearby area. Iron ore, basic or the most important raw material required for the manufacturing of the steel. So iron ore comes from Minnesota, 1500 kilometers away from USA. Minnesota is a place of America or Canada. So I've given you the second question just now. Cheap ore transport via. Cheap ore means the raw material, whatever raw materials are required for the manufacturing of the steel particularly, they are brought by the cheaper transport via the Great Lakes waterway and trains. If you do have this information prior to this, before I should give it. The Great Five Lakes are located in USA. So they do provide the cheap transport for the ore part, or the availability, or for the availability of the raw material. Then water supply from Ohio, then we do have Monongahela, then we have Allegheny. So these rivers also provide the, or we can say these are the major water sources that are providing the water in abundance to this iron and steel industry located in which place? Pittsburgh we are talking about, and Ohio is also the name of a place along with the name of a river. So three rivers importantly. In the case of Jamshedpur, two. They were Subarnarekha, Kharkai. So likewise, if you will remember the parallel things, things will become more easier for you to learn. Most large steel mills are now in these regions of USA. So we do have Monongahela, Allegheny River Valley. Valley means these rivers are forming the valleys that are the most suitable place for the construction part of the industries for the iron and steel industry. Then along the Ohio River below Pittsburgh, then finished steel is transported by land and water. So well connected. Land transport and water transport is also available for the fulfillment of the basic requirements of any industry along with iron and steel industry. Pittsburgh also hosts factories. So other than iron and steel industry, there are others. Likewise, railroad equipments, likewise locomotive we have discussed in the case of India, heavy machinery, and for rails particularly. So now we are going to discuss about the Great Lakes I was just talking about a minute ago. So those lakes are Superior, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, and Erie. These are 5 important rivers of USA, and also these rivers collectively are known as Great Lakes of America. Lake Superior, talking about this, it is the largest of these 5 lakes. So Lake Superior, the name or the meaning of this word itself states superior up to the in the terms of hierarchy, it leads the other 4. So largest of other 4 rivers, or among all these 5, it lies higher upstream than others. So in the terms of largest, in the terms of higher upstream concern, Lake Superior is the most important one among all the 5 lakes. So that is all about our chapter, because this is the 5th part of our chapter's discussion, and we are going to wrap up our chapter now. But not exactly now. In the upcoming 2 more classes, we have to discuss the exercise, as well as we have to discuss the inside the chapter questions in the form of extra question. So as in to discuss the learning outcome of today's class, what we have learned from the today's discussion. So we have learned about the locational advantages for the first ever or whatsoever count it can be. It can be the 5th count or 10th count of the establishment of iron and steel industry. But in sum total, we have discussed about the locational advantages for the establishment of any iron and steel industry all over the world. And in that case, we have discussed about particular locational advantages for the iron and steel industry of Jamshedpur, Tisco, and iron and steel industry of Pittsburgh, USA, along with the major information regarding the names of the 5 Great Lakes of America, and they are world famous as well. So that's all for today's class discussion. But now is the time to recall the things that we have discussed with the help of 3 questions. So here is the first question. Which of the following factors contribute to the development of the iron and steel industry in India? So we are talking about locational advantages. Need not necessary that every advantage should be mentioned over here, then only we can pick the right answer. So whatever is more relevant and more particular in the information, we have to pick that as the answer. So let's discuss. Expensive labor, not at all. So how the industries are going to get the benefit or the profit part? Limited market access, not at all. Lack. So these words are the negative factor in the terms of the establishment of any industry, and in here we are talking about iron and steel particularly, so they are not going to work. So remaining and the authentic answer is proximity to raw materials, near to the coal mines of Jharia, and from wherever iron ore, manganese, dolomite, all these things are extracted and can be easily provided as well. Question number 2. What are the main raw materials used in TISCO? So we have to particularly figure out those raw materials that are helpful in the manufacturing of the steel particularly, and iron also, because iron is not found in the purest form in the nature, it is to be purified. So we can say in the manufacturing of iron and steel itself. So answer is iron ore, coal, limestone, dolomite. Gold, silver, not at all required. Zinc, plastic and glass, not at all required. Aluminium, copper and lead. No, aluminium and copper can be there in the formation of the, you can consider what to be said to that. So aluminium and copper are used as an alloy for the final production of the steel, but we are talking about collectively iron and steel. So these are the raw material, and in particular case of TISCO. So in the particular case of TISCO, we have not discussed about aluminium, copper or lead. Other than that, these two can be used. Next question, what are the or which are the major steel producing centers in India? So other names we have discussed, but in here you can find the most familiar one, Bhilai steel plant, Durgapur iron steel and Jamshedpur. TISCO, that is iron steel plant only. So that's all about our going on chapter, and that we have completed today itself. So see you soon in the next class with the discussion of the exercise part. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.